G'day everyone, T-Nick back here again in Transport Fever on the River Delta map. We are riding along on the front of one of our passenger trains on the Rothenfels line. I'm pretty sure it's the newer one? Yeah, I've already forgotten. I've just been cruising along, paying back the loan, riding the train, you know, just generally enjoying this freaking awesome scenery we got going on here. I mean, just look at it. This game is just gorgeous, and I can't wait to see. And there's a kink in the track here, I don't care for that. I'll have to fix that at some point. But yeah, this game is incredible. I can't wait to see what Transport Fever 2 offers us. So yeah, we're just cruising along, heading back for Rothenfels, which is where we want to go. And while we're cruising in that general direction, I might as well tell you what I want to do today. I did think maybe we should hook up a couple of trucks and get the logs down to Rothenfels, and then hook them up, send the planks down to the factory, and then, you know, get some plastic going with the existing grain line. But then I sort of tried to price out a station around the goods factory, and it really rejected anything more than one track. I mean, one track was expensive enough, but more than one track, it just said, no, terrain alignment, college, blow it out your ass. And I said, well, that's a bit rude. I'm just trying to build a station here. And it was like, I don't care, rack off, you pleb. So, you know, a hurt feelings report was filed, and I decided to get on with my life. So instead, what we're going to do today is we're going to be putting in the groundwork for that goods line we will be setting up in the near future, but we won't be doing it as of yet today, because I just want to make a few improvements at this end of the line at Rothenfels, just to sort of facilitate an easier transition over to that without needing 5 billion trucks and you know, a big mess of landscaping. So as this passenger train brings us into Rothenfels, we will bid it farewell, and we will just slow down for the points here. We don't want to come off, because, you know, if this is the new passenger train, that would be a very expensive mistake. So lots of people waiting at the station. Interestingly enough, Halver has proven to be a very popular destination. I was just cruising around looking at the stations before, and there was about 50 people waiting there, and the train was still miles away. There you go, we were on the new train. Look at that. Isn't that a marvellous thing? And we can actually pay the loan down, which is pointless because it's February and we're just going to extend it again. So how many people are actually going to get on the train here? We're going to pay the loan down again. Well done, us. Again, completely pointless. We're just going to rip it back up again. But, you know, it's just a nice feeling. So, yeah, we're definitely... Whoa, we are one person off capacity, and in other news, get out ahead of the grain train. Please, God, get out ahead of the grain train. Go, 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 go. You will wait. You will be patient. The passenger train needs to go first. Come on. Go, 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 go. Don't worry about the speed limit on the points. Just floor it. Come on, flog it. It's catching up to you. This is embarrassing. It's a very slow grain train. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I think he's won. I think he's at the signal. I think he's going through the signal. Oh, he's done it. He's done it. He's done it. Yes. Enjoy your run, my friend. But yeah, so if we scoot up to Halver, we will see 15 people waiting. Please tell me that's because the train's just been. Yes. Okay, so how many people are you carrying? 53 of 56. We're running the extra passenger train, and we are already approaching capacity on that line between the two trains. That is a fantastic thing to have. Obviously, it's still the third of our profitable trains, but if you look at the budget for the last couple of years, so last year, obviously, we built a lot of stuff. Well, actually, we didn't build a lot of stuff. It was more the buying of the new train that really did it for us. You know, we did the building of the stuff the year before. But, yeah, so we were 2.5 in the hole there. But last year we made 3.4 while I wasn't actually doing anything. I was just riding around on trains. So we've paid down our deficit from the year before and still ended up nearly $1 million ahead, which is why the loan is sitting on 8 million. So I'm feeling pretty good about things. So I think today's a great episode to upset the apple cart and bugger everything up. So what I want to do is I want to extend this line from this freight junction down here up to the farm and down to the forest. Now that's going to facilitate obviously the shipping of logs without using trucks, and it'll give us the direct connection to the farm that we probably should have set up to begin with. Now that'll have the advantage of freeing up all these trucks, which we can then bugger off to the depot and either get rid of them or do something else with them. And that's something else we might be doing, is shipping grain from this freight yard down here up to this this chemical plant up here, because as you know, it takes 2 grain for 1 plastic. So we might not get around to that today, because once we start producing the plastic, we'll need to send that over here, which we will again probably have to stick with trucks for. We'll probably send the trucks down through town and back out the other end. It's not ideal, but it's going to be a hell of a lot cheaper than trying to extend this railway line, which I will do. I want to put a freight terminal up here to serve both the refinery / chemical plant and the quarry, but that's probably not on the cards for today. I just don't think we'll have the time or the money to do that. But basically, I want to start putting the groundwork in at this end, and possibly at Halvin, to get the planks set up, and we might even get around to building the station at the goods factory here. But I do want to keep this station in play, because we still need the stone train to come in and unload, and we still need the food train to come in and unload before they head up to the farm to pick up their next set of goods. So we'll get rid of this depot here. We're not using it at this present juncture, so that's a thing. We will need to put another depot down on our railway line somewhere though, so I'm thinking maybe over here. Can we fit one in over here? Probably. Maybe. Possibly. Various other words we can use. Come on. No, okay, we're just going to be ridiculous. Maybe if we only stick it on the 1 track, we can get away with this. So let's just drop it, say there. That's a very tight little corner, by the way. We can fit it in there, that'll do. It doesn't really matter, it doesn't access this track, because basically anything we'll be building there will have to come through the station anyway. It is a bit of a janky curve, so that is definitely the very definition of a temporary depot. Don't need to extend the loan just yet, because we're up to about 500 grand thanks to one of our freighters having just unloaded. But yeah, so we'll keep this station in play here. We'll just adjust its usefulness level, for want of a better term. Now, our first challenge is going to be getting past this bit of road here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit pause button and bulldoze the road. So, challenge solved, right? No. So what I want to do is keep the line... Ugh, that's going to be a lot of climbing to get to the farm. Okay. What if we bring it to about here? Okay. Keeping it flat. That's fine. Now, we need to somehow bridge across here, but we also need a branch line coming down here. So that means more bulldozing of roads. We will have to rebuild these roads, obviously, because we're not committing yet. Now, I want you to come up at a slightly less steep angle. Yes, it's going to cost a mint in landscaping, but it'll help us get the roads over the top, which is sort of what we want to do. Now, you, my friend, can just come up as steep as you want, because you're going to be an empty train. So you can just work your way out of the cutting there, and that is just ghastly. Look at it; it's just so ugly. I've gone and made it ugly. So let's just smooth that out a little. So yeah, now we're gonna have to try and figure out how to get the roads over these lines here. Hopefully, it's never gonna be straightforward. Who am I kidding? Right. Okay. So back this road off a smidge more, and let's try and bridge across here. Oh, you'll do that. Oh, fantastic. Not a big fan of the pillar action that's going... No, definitely not a fan of that. Okay, cool. You didn't like that, did you? What if we put a cheeky bit of track in on either side? Can we stretch the bridge out a bit? Is that an option we have? Somehow it's decided it doesn't want to build a bridge. Okay. Why don't we pick up then? How do you feel about that? You feel pretty good about that. That's okay. We'll build the nice green one because it looks the least ugly with lopsided stanchions. We'll get rid of those extra bit of tracks and then generally just sort of fix it a little bit. Again, money we don't need to spend, but it looks pretty, so we'll just deal. Okay, so we'll run this road down to connect up with that. Okay, time to extend the loan. That's fine, that's fine. We're making a decent profit, and we're not going to break anything this episode. We're just going to improve things. I know, famous last words, but what are you going to do? Now, can we drag a road across here? What if we pick up? No. What if we M? We can M, but it's ugly. What if we pig down? Okay, less ugly, but still ugly. Yeah, no, that's not doing it for me. Okay, cool. What if we come from back here? Okay, you're going to bridge pillar collage. I don't care for that. Pig up. Okay, you don't bridge pillar collage if you're careful. No. Yep, yes, okay. What about the green bridge? Yes, okay, we can live with that. That is probably by its very definition a temporary bridge, though, because I think we'll need to back this off when we want to put a second track underneath. But again, we're still trying to do things on a reasonable budget. So we'll just live with it for now. And when we do double track up here, we will definitely be fixing that. Now, we really want to get out of this hole we've dug for ourselves very quickly. So, yes, this shouldn't be too bad. I mean, it's going to cost a bit, but I think we can get out of it. Yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, it's a steep climb out, but it will be a predominantly empty train anyway. So before we build too much track, we should really figure out where we're going to put our station up here. And again, in the spirit of future-proofing and in the spirit of consistency, because as you know, all my stations so far have been 200 meters, consistency, we're going to go ahead and build a 400-meter station because consistency. So we should be able to fit that in. Oh, that's going to fit perfectly. Oh, if only the rest of them would be this easy. Obviously, that means one day we will need to extend the other stations down here. But I figure if we build this one now, we don't have to extend it later, and everything is going to be fine. And by fine, I mean everything's going to be okay. So connect that up. How's that go? That's as the crow flies. That's not too bad. I don't know if the road's interfering with that at all, but I don't hate that. I do wonder if we ever be able to get a set of points in at this end, though, because I get the feeling it's going to be a bit skeezy to try and fit the points in. So we'll start the double track there, and then just whack a set of points in here. Just that way we know how we want to get the double track down the hill at a later date, when we've got the money to start fiddling around with bridges. Now, we can put a set of points in like this, but I think it's going to fight us. No, it actually looks quite smooth. Question is, can we get a diamond in? Maybe. Is that going to be nice and smooth? I think we actually get away with that. I don't think that's janky at all. Because sometimes you get like a big bump or a dip in the middle here where the diamond is. But I think we actually got away with that. Oh, no, hang on. Yeah, I think it does bump up a bit from this track to this track. So let's just undo that and just put it in sort of separately. In fact, we'll go the other way. Just to avoid trains trying to take the shortest route, which might be this track here. Which won't be ideal. So go ahead and don't too much curvature me, you gibbon. It's gonna fight me. It's gonna fight me. I'm gonna fight back. I will not be picked on and bullied by bits of track. Good. So whack a signal in there. That's the obligatory signal of signaling. And then whack a signal in at the other end. This hump here, is there anything we can do about that? Well, we've already done the landscaping, so I guess not. I think we're committed. Okay, cool. So these two tracks here, obviously one's going to be for unloading stone, one's going to be for unloading food, so we're going to have to hook this track up. No, that's not a track. We're going to have to hook this track up here like this and connect. Actually, we'll start the double track like that, just so we know where we're going, and then we'll go ahead and whack in a set of points here as well. That's fine, good. Now, trains coming down the hill are going to want to get over onto the rightmost track because that's going to be the departure track. We'll have to leave the platform there because, well, we don't really get much choice, but yeah, if we can go ahead and not have any money, that'd be fantastic. Maybe we can whack a set of points in here for cheap. Not cheap enough, apparently. Oh, we're 81 grand in the hole. That'll do it. Okay, so let's just make that happen. Okay, so again, going to be a bit of bottlenecking in this area initially, but we can live with it. Now we are going to need a set of points to get from one of these two tracks around the curve here as well. So can we go ahead and fit that in there, and then just have that join up before the bridge? Oh, I don't think it's going to like that. Oh, I think that's going to be perfectly fine. Okay, from the landscaping overlay thing, it looked like it was going to really fight me on that. But that's good, because that's the future line up to the log siding sorted, done and dusted. And obviously we've got our work to do here once we've got everything going. Oh, someone just paid off big time. Good work, team. We haven't hooked up the other end yet, so that's fine. So we'll bring this down. Can we just set points in here? Probably. Although actually, I'd rather, if we're going to have extra trains on here, I'd rather bring this out a bit and have it junction closer to the actual junction, just because that way, if we've got, you know, a couple of trains waiting to come in here to unload, they can sit behind each other and not block the other line. Okay, so that's good. So we've now extended the line up to the farm. We actually have to alter the orders of our trains. to do that and take advantage of that. So you're going from Rothenfels freight sidings at the moment to Ochsenhausen freight sidings. So that doesn't help me at all. So I'm going to hit pause and bulldoze that completely. I'm now going to have you come up here, Rothenfels transfer. Line contains 2 fuel stations. Well, I know that. So once you've started there, you picked up your cattle. Good. Okay, so you're going to come down here. You're going to unload your cattle. That's just how that goes. You know, it's just a cost of doing business. Once you've unloaded your cattle, you're loading up with food, which you're going to be bringing back through the Rothenfels freight sidings. And I don't know why you've decided to path yourself through this track here. We will be removing this junction here, so you're going to have to learn to live with that. But that's fine. That'll get you on the move nice and easy. And the grain stone, we are going to do the same thing. So again, same orders, and we are keeping them as separate lines to ensure they both use separate platforms where appropriate. And they can both be extended in different directions later, because obviously the food train will want to be picking up goods as well, whereas the stone and grain train will not. You both, interestingly enough, want to come through that platform. Well, you're both going to be very disappointed when I go ahead and do that. There you go. Now you've figured it out. How about the yellow lines figured that out as well? Good work, team. And we'll hit unpause and just let life go back to normal. And then, okay, all the freight's decided to now it's going to go back to the farm and back down that way. So that's going to be an interesting endeavor. I don't know how well that's going to work, but we'll figure it out. We'll find a way. So we do need to signal up this section here as well. So these 2 signals going that way is fine. We'll have a signal here and a signal at the other end here, and then signals to allow trains to follow each other in. This signal here is now redundant because we got rid of the points. So, you know, that's fine. And then obviously this signal here is A-OK to bring everyone in here. That's good. I might whack another couple in here just to allow following movements as they approach the junction or leave the junction, just to keep the trains nice and close together. And then up here we've got a signal here. That's good. And I'll drop a couple down. So there. That's good. Okay, good. So we're all set up. We've now switched the farm over. So these trucks coming up here are now all completely redundant. They are still trying to ship stuff though, which is interesting. So I'm going to leave them be for a second, just while we set up a new truck route to get the goods into town, because obviously this does not have catchment of the brickworks here, whereas this one does. This one also has catchment to the station, which is really good. I would like to make it a bit more central though. Can I do that? Yeah, that's not too bad. 20 grand. That's okay. That's reasonably central to both of them. And we'll call that Rothenfels. It's hardly lower Rothenfels. We'll call that Rothenfels Brickworks. That's probably a bad name for it, actually. We'll call it Rothenfels Distribution, because it's going to be taking the bricks, the goods, and the food into town. So we're going to need a new truck route that comes from Rothenfels Distribution and goes over to wherever we built our loading bay, which is right here. There you go. So that is the only delivery route we're going to have. So we can bugger off taking bricks from here to here and then on a separate truck route into town. We will just have all food and bricks come through here and go into town that way. And I realize it's a bit of a roundabout way to do that. So we might have to completely rebuild all the roads in this area and put a bridge in here maybe. To get better catchment there, but it'll do for now. That's the important thing. And we'll call this. Do we have a Rothenfels deliveries already? I don't think we do. It'd be under R. No. Okay, cool. So we'll just call this Rothenfels deliveries, because that is what we will be using to deliver the things. So, farm brick, you guys can all go to the depot now. Don't sell them by mistake. You can sell them later if you don't want them. And farm food, Rothenfels. Okay, so they're all now going to disappear, and we can wind those lines up. We'll just delete them now. We don't need them anymore. Good stuff. So that way all those trucks will go to the depot, and we can redistribute some of them onto our new delivery route. So that means all the cargo is now going to switch over here, which is unfortunate for this cargo, which is probably going to be here till the end of time. So that's not a good thing. What are you? Are you a train that we want to see? You're a stone train running completely empty. Is that because I buggered with your route? Is there any stone over here? No, there is plenty of stone over here. We just buggered you out, so you're very unhappy about that. But the other advantage to having the trains run up here now is we can double up on our stone / grain and food / cattle trains, because they've now got a bit of room away from the rest of the network. Whereas before, if we wanted one to be held up here, so say there was a cattle train loading here, the other cattle train was just hanging back here because he's like, well, I can't get to my platform. The risk is you'll have your grain train hanging back here on the main line and your passenger train delayed as a result. But now that we're up here, we can certainly double up on trains if we decide we need to. Also, if we have the money for it. So that's off to a good start. Now, one of the concerns I did have was if we transported logs from here by truck to here, right? We've now got logs waiting at this station. The problem is because we're using stake cars, we're going to be transporting logs from here up to Halver and then the planks back to the goods factory. Now, my issue was if we did that, the game would try and load bricks on the train here with the logs, send the bricks up here, send the bricks back here, and then they would hitch a ride with the trucks back into here to be delivered to Ochsenhausen. So that's something I'm trying to avoid because I do want to deliver bricks to more than just Rothenfels. But I don't want to waste space on the log train because obviously if it's unloading bricks here, it's just wasted all this trip carrying bricks around for no reason, slowing the train down and taking up valuable log space. So that's the reason I want to build this separate log branch line. And then I thought, well, if we're going to build a line out this way, we may as well build one up to the farm as well, because that's just good common sense. I still don't know where we're going to put a depot around here. I guess we could have a branch off here and stick the depot in here. It would make it hard for it to get over to the other platform. Unless we could, maybe if we delete this signal, maybe we squeeze a set of points in here. They don't need to be terribly fast because, well, no one's really going to be using them. And then we can scooch this signal out of the way and just put a set of points in here. Keep it flat if you could. Yes, and I mean, this will require a bit of landscaping, but I'm willing to do it if it means not having a really skanky looking depot. And plus, this puts the depot back where we sort of always wanted it to be anyway, at the hub of our operation. So let's just fix up the landscape that we've buggered up in this area. Okay, well, now we've run out of money. Good work. Interestingly enough, it let me keep landscaping into the red, so that's a fun trick to learn. But that looks much nicer there, having the depot there. And that way we will have a much better depot to use. Could someone please pay off? I'd like to put the signal back that I ripped up. No, well, someone paid off, just not enough. Nope, now we've paid a running cost. Oh, hello. There goes the grain train. Good for you. Boom, there we go, got the signal in there. Okay, fantastic. Back to normal speed, and watch him wind his way up the hill. How are you doing? 45 clicks an hour. Pretty sure that's your top speed, isn't it? Oh, 50. So you've washed off probably about 10 by the time you get to the top. 42, 41. Yeah, look, it's not ideal, but it's already a pretty slow freight train anyway, so it's not like it's going from 100 to 40. And, you know, I reckon it'll make more money as a result of being able to do it in one trip as opposed to relying on the trucks. So, you know, there's always that aspect of it too. So now what are we doing? We're trying to extend this siding out to the lumber area, the forest. Yes, forest. And that way we can say we've built that as well. So, give me a freight station. And again, I'm going to build 400 meters if I can get away with it. I only want one track though. Can I get away with it? Probably. I mean, the road might have to be tweaked, but I certainly think we have the space. Okay, so if I want to put it sort of up here, how close do we need to be? Okay, so you go to a slightly darker grey there. Okay, so about here we need to put it. That's fine. I mean, look at that. That's pretty flat. 195, 186. Yeah, okay, so we're going to have to rejig the road anyway. So that's fine. We'll sort that out once we've built the station. But yeah, 135, and that's going to be easily close enough. Oh, it just went up in price. Let's just bring it back down again. I saw 135, and I'm committed to 135. I've made a decision that I want 135. Nope. Someone paid their running costs. Okay, we'll just extend the loan a bit so that we can fix this up. So we'll bring this road around like that and connect you up there, and that should be close enough. It is. Booyah. That's how we do it. And then we'll just put this road back for aesthetic purposes. There you go. See, the game doesn't really care if you just remove those roads, but I like to keep them there. Well, we can pay the loan back, which is good because we're in November. So don't let me extend the loan between now and the end of the year, because that's an extra $5,000 in interest. So how are you going to do that? Not badly. I mean, this little embankment here is probably avoidable, but this cutting here probably isn't. And you want $118,000 for it. Can I do it cheaper? I'm going to try and do it cheaper. I don't think I can, but I'm going to try anyway. So let's just... we can pay the loan down a bit more before the end of the year. Good. That might put a slowdown on the old railway line, but that's fine because, paying the loan down is always a good thing coming up to the end of the year. Down to $7.5 million. Considering we started the year with $9 million, where, I think we're sitting pretty here. I'm quite happy to just let the clock run out until the end of the year. Good, there goes the cattle train, and he has picked up a full load of cattle here, so he's going to take that up here for no reason, just to take it back, but at least we'll empty this station out of its goods, in good time. You, meanwhile, have picked up a full load of grain up at the farm, which is great. The farm may stop production temporarily or even downgrade production because there's so much cargo at play, but I think in the long run, this will work out better. Here we go, we got the cross. Let's get the cross shot. Yeah, he's trying to haul a full load of cattle up the hill. That's not good for speed. He's down to 20, but, that's a problem that's going to sort itself out in good time. And, like a trooper, he's really digging in and dragging them wagons up the hill. Look at him go. Yeah. Meanwhile, this bloke here is sitting there going, mate, why are you going so slow for? You should be empty. Well, you're going to do the same thing coming the other way, so, you can just... I don't really think he's clear of the junction, but you've got the road, so I guess just do what comes naturally. Yep, okay, cool. Well, either way, the sooner you two get me a payoff, the sooner we can pay the loan down a bit more, or, finish building this line here. So that's going to be good. How many passengers have we got waiting here? 61. What's the capacity of our trains? No, that's terminals, dingus. Let's have a look. Your capacity 56. Your capacity 64. You're coming to Rothenfels now. You're going to Ochsenhausen. So yeah, this pretty safe to say this passenger line is doing wow. Well, I'll let the graph speak for itself. So you can see where we added the second train because the running costs have doubled, but the profits have, come on. In these heady days, we were making 78, 580. Now 1.5 million, and we've still got 15 days for this chap to unload and cash in. So I think it's safe to say that this passenger line is a rousing success. And but who knows? Before we get to the logs and planks, we might be looking at extending our loan for more grain, livestock, and passenger trains. I'm not saying that these are livestock. I'm saying the actual livestock train. But if they want to be called livestock, they can. So are you guys all going to walk into town, or are you going over to catch my bus? Because I'd be very grateful if you went over to catch my bus, because that's more money in my pocket. Thankfully, there's no one waiting at the bus stop already, because we have a massive influx of people coming. So, I'm not sure how the bus network's going to cope with this, but I'm sure they're going to find a way. They might just have to wait at this wonderful open-air, non-sheltered bus stop for a while. Did you just teleport? How are you teleporting across the road? Teach me. Teach me how to do this. Where are you going? Home. Where do you live? Oh, don't you live in a convenient location? Wait, where do you live? Which building is it? Oh, it's this one. Okay, cool. We've clocked over to January 1st, and we've got the bends. That's great, because I've got a heap of spare trucks. There's nothing I'd like to do than buy new ones. So yes, we've got 22 people waiting for the AC, and 27 for the CW, and of course this has a capacity of 6. So can we do better? Do we have a better bus we can buy? Oh, we do. We have the post bus. That has a capacity of 8. Ooh, that might be worth looking at. Yes, make that happen. What's that going to cost me? $105,000. That's really not that bad. Make that happen, yes. Because we've got a lot of people coming in here and they all want to use our bus service. So what did we just do? We did the AC. Do we only just do one bus? I think we only did one bus there. Let's just have a look. No, we did all of them. That's okay. That's cool. Now we've got to find a CW. What are you? You're an AC. Okay, well, you're going to be upgraded by yourself. What are you? You're a CW. Fantastic. Good. Let's get some post buses going there as well. Yes, fantastic. Do that. Yes, 106 grand, money well spent, because that's an extra 2 punters per vehicle, and we can work our way through the backlog here before the next train arrives. But now we got 250 grand in the bank, we can go about finishing setting this up. So instead of an embankment, you want to put a little cutting in there, which is probably a little bit better. That is much better, and that is all good. So fantastic. So autosave's going to have an opinion, but well, we've set out and achieved our stated goal for today, and that's good. So unfortunately, we didn't get around to building anything else, but we can pay the loan down. That's good. But I think we've achieved the groundwork for success. We already had a good thing with our farm trains. Now we're just making them better by coming straight to the source. Once we get rid of the backlog down here, that will be all hunky-dory. Do I want to put a second train on them? I just don't want to overload the lines just yet. We will need a second grain train once we commence plastic production, but I'm hesitant to overload the line now, because if we start running the trains at less than full capacity, they will not be making as much profit, they will be slowing the passenger trains down, and we will, as a result, be losing money compared to what we got now. And look at that, the passenger line has now peaked at $2 million a year. Obviously, the disruption to the 2 farm lines have knocked them down the rankings a bit. But otherwise, we need to put some trucks on Rothenfels deliveries too. That's a lot of trucks. Okay, let's start off with one. How old are you, by the way? 11 years. How long do you live for? This is another key thing. Okay, well, this is all very helpful. I can't actually get to the buy vehicle option. Hello. Let's just go see how long those things live for. Let's go find a depot over here. Yes, no, that's a station. Okay, just the depot. Okay, how long do they live for? 30 years. Okay, so we've got a few years left in them. They're still good. That's fantastic. Okay, so let's go ahead and get one. Yeah, you. We want you on Rothenfels deliveries. Fantastic. Because then we need to start bringing the food back. You. Rothenfels deliveries. Yes, you. Rothenfels deliveries. 4. Yes. Okay, you too. Rothenfels deliveries. Fantastic. 7. Well, we skipped a couple, but yes, Rothenfels deliveries. 8. Rothenfels deliveries. Good. No, I've skipped one here. We're up to 10. Let's go back to 9 and see how you're doing. Okay, how many have we got now on Rothenfels deliveries? Vehicles. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so let's go with 10 for now, because we are doing bricks and food. Good. Yes, you too. Rothenfels deliveries. Fantastic. Now, you guys, I'm going to keep in the depot. Unfortunately, we are still paying their running costs while they're stopped in the depot, so I won't be running the game forward to get a bit of cash, because, well, we're just paying for vehicles that aren't actually doing anything. Now, I can actually get rid of some of these superfluous truck stops. Well, I could if we had some money, and that will just avoid a bit of confusion. So why don't we get rid of those for now, and just see where we stand. So have we got any commercial popping up over here? No, it's literally all residential. Okay, that's fine. I will just encourage the town to build a bit more in this area, though. Ideally, I'd like to have a road running alongside the station here, but I don't think that's on the cards. And I don't think we can put a second street connection in because of our railway line there. But that's fine. We'll just have to keep busing everyone in if we can't. Where's the catchment go to? About here. So as long as the town doesn't expand past here, we're okay. But yeah, eventually we will need to ramp up the bus service significantly to this station. We might even move this, because we're not locked to this position anymore. We just don't want to move it soon because we've built all of this nonsense. But that's where we're going to end it for now. So next time I'm going to try and redivert these I'm going to try and divert the trucks in the depot up to bringing the plastic online. We're going to try and bring the planks online and then get this goods factory running. But that's all for now. We've set up the groundwork. So next stop, goods factory. Until then, I've been T-Nick. This has been Transport Fever on the River Delta map. I would like to thank you for your company, and I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Look forward to seeing you again next week. Later days. Disappear.